Hi guys, Northern Ireland benefits from a unique position, a best of both worlds. Not my words, but the former Chancellor and former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. So yes, Northern Ireland is part of the single market when it comes to goods, and it has access to the UK internal market, meaning that businesses there have an advantage over others in the Republic of Ireland and those in GB. However, big projects often need both private and public investment, and if the Northern Ireland Executive or Westminster is not able to in the case of the former and not willing to in the case of the latter, then as I've shown before, private investment will dry up. Something that Jim Allister from the Traditional Unionist Voice doesn't seem to understand.
When the Windsor Framework was introduced, it was accompanied by the boast that access to the EU single market would result in a huge increase in investment in Northern Ireland. Is the Chancellor aware that InvestNI has reported there has been no upturn, and isn't that because of the barrier presented by the Irish Sea border to the bringing of raw materials into Northern Ireland from GB?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Government's committed to increasing the flow of investment to every nation and region of the United Kingdom, and will continue to work with the Northern Ireland Executive to deliver that for the people of Northern Ireland.
Okay, so what's the problem here? The problem is that, once again, the Northern Ireland Executive was closed for a number of years. Why? Because people like Jim Allister didn't want it open. They wanted instead it closed because they believed that it would force the UK government to get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol. Well, that failed. So the Northern Ireland Executive was closed, so it discouraged businesses from investing. Then we had Brexit. Well, then we have the consequences of Brexit. So the UK government has less money available. The economy has been struggling over the last number of years. So there's less money available for investment, or the government has decided to invest less, particularly in places like Northern Ireland, because of Brexit. Something that Jim Allister here campaigned for and still supports. So you have a weaker government in Westminster financially. You have the Northern Ireland Executive, which was closed for a while, and you have a lack of investment going into Northern Ireland, public investment. So you're going to see, of course, private enterprise deciding not to invest. There's also cost of living crisis. There's high energy prices. There's a whole load of factors working together. But the biggest elephant in the room, of course, is Brexit, something that Jim Allister campaigned for and still supports. So what he should be doing is campaigning, which we're not going to hear, but he should be doing, is campaigning for the United Kingdom to rejoin the European Union, or as some people try to suggest, the single market. It's not going to happen, but at least, campaign for that, because if the UK were to rejoin the European Union and the single market, there would be no Irish Sea border, which Jim Allister wants to get rid of, and it would show that the UK is open for business. It would reduce the barriers to trade, and you would see more investment. But Jim Allister doesn't want to go down that road. He wants to complain about the status quo, something that he campaigned for and still supports. See, if there's less money available, private enterprise is not going to invest. Yes, Northern Ireland is in a unique position. It has attracted some investment. But if there are still barriers to trade for GB, if the UK Exchequer is struggling to get by, then it's not going to attract private investment. And I've already covered this regarding another project in Northern Ireland, which seems to be on hold because Westminster has not decided whether it's going to is going to respect the promises it had made in regards to public investment. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.